Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So firstly, you may recognize that this is not my usual background at all. I'm actually in Melbourne at the moment, and my awesome friend Rachel was lovely enough to let me use her setup because I was like, Rach, I really want to film some videos. Can I come by and use your setup? And she said yes. I will leave her channel linked in the description box if you want to check it out below. She does heaps of videos on like mindfulness and organization and all of that sort of thing. So make sure you check out her channel. This video was actually inspired by an email that I got sent from one of you guys, and I thought, like, why not turn this into like a little series thing where I can create like short videos with like lots of information jam-packed into them to answer your questions. So I'm going to give this a little trial run and see how it goes. If you have a health and fitness related question that you would like an answer to, pop an email to this email address here. I'll also leave it in the description box for you guys, and hopefully I'll be able to get back to it in a video in this sort of format, because usually when one person has a question, a lot of people have the same sort of question, and I get a lot of the same sort of stuff in my inbox and in the business inbox a lot of the time. So I thought, hey, why not just sit down and make videos about these topics? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 exercises that I believe all women should be putting into their training routine if they want to build a nicer booty and really nice legs. Before I jump into it, don't forget to hit subscribe, and that way you won't miss out on any of the tips and information in my future uploads. First of all, I'm going to disclaimer this by saying if you do want to get a rounder booty or you want to gain some muscle, typically it does work best if you are in a caloric surplus, because you want to be building muscle, which means you want to be gaining a little bit of weight. Weight is not something to be scared of if you are gaining lean tissue. We don't want to be gaining fat or adipose tissue because we don't want to put that extra strain on our bodies. As long as you're gaining that lean muscle fiber, that's what you want. So when I was gaining a bit of weight back, I was really focusing very, very hard on just gaining lean muscle tissue because that's what I wanted. I want to feel strong, I want to look somewhat muscular and, you know, look like I actually train. So if you want to be building a booty, building legs, all of that sort of thing, if you want them rounder, bigger, whatever it is, you do need to have that lean muscle tissue there. And when I say caloric surplus, I don't mean to be eating heaps of donuts and takeaway food and all that sort of thing, which is just high calorie. I mean to be eating food that actually nourishes your body, and you only need to be in surplus by like 300 calories a day. Now, an exercise that I'm not including in my 3 main exercises that I would give, I'm not including squats. I know a lot of people just assume automatically that if you want to build a nicer round bottom or lifted booty or however you want to call it, they would just assume that they need to incorporate squats. But then I also have a lot of people contact me who say, I'm doing squats and I'm only building my legs, I'm not building my butt. Why is this? And that is often due to your form. So you can do squats in multiple different ways. Some ways are going to target your hamstrings and glutes more, other ways are going to target your quads more. So I'm not going to include squats in this video because changing the form ever so slightly is going to change what muscles you develop and grow. So if you have found that you've been doing a lot of squats and you are getting the thicker quads, so from the front, if your legs are getting wider, they're getting that teardrop shape above the knee, then you might want to adjust the form that you're doing your squats so that you're able to target your glutes more. My first and my number one and my favorite exercise for helping build really nice hamstrings and a really good booty is deadlifts. The reason that I say this is because it is a big compound movement. So it's working your hamstrings, it's working your glutes, it's working your lower back. It's a really, really good exercise for building strength. Because we're talking about our glutes and our legs, we are talking about really, really big muscles. So in order for these big muscles to actually be fatigued, you want to put a lot of weight into that workout. So instead of being at home and doing, 20 or 30 glute raises or body weight squats, like, yes, it's good to be exercising, but if you're really focusing in on building that muscle group and you're really serious about it, you want to be picking up some weights, you want to be heading to the gym, and you want to be working in a muscle building rep range, which for women, for this particular muscle group is usually between 6 to 12 reps. And when I say 12 reps, those 12 reps shouldn't be easy. Like if whether you're aiming for 8 reps, 10 reps, 12 reps, whatever you're doing, by the time you get to the end of that rep, it should be hard. The end of that set, I should say. So for example, if I'm deadlifting 75 kilos, I might only pick that up like 8 times, but by the 8th time, I'm really having to convince myself that I need to pick it up. So you need to be able to fatigue yourself. So you need to have a weight heavy enough that will allow you to do that. And you also need to do it with the right form to ensure your safety. Usually for an exercise such as deadlifts, you can't do them at home with a weight that is heavy. Unless you have a full weight set, you're not normally able to do them at home to get optimal results. You do need to have a barbell and have some weights on that barbell. The lower rep range is going to be good for building muscle. When you start building up to the higher rep range, that's more your endurance sort of training. So when we're talking like 16 to 20 reps, which can be good to add on to the end. So for example, something that I like to do sometimes is I'll do a few work sets, like maybe 5 or 6 work sets at 8 to 12 reps, and then I'll throw a set on the end, which has got half the amount of weight, but double the amount of reps, just to really fatigue the muscles. My second exercise is actually leg press. Now, I know you think, oh, leg press builds my legs as well, but if you do want to switch that focus more onto your glutes, all you have to do is put your feet higher up onto the leg press, and you will start to feel it more through your hamstrings and your glutes. And the great thing with leg press is, I'm sure you'll know if you've done it, you are able to put a lot more weight on there. So I have 2 different styles that I will do leg press. I'll either do quite low reps, so I'm talking 5 to 7 reps for a muscle building sort of range, and I will have heavy weight like 140 kilos. Or another style that I like to do is lower weight, so about 60 kilos. I don't go lighter than body weight. I want to go body weight or heavier. And what I'll do is put, say, 60 kilos on, and then I'll do, it's almost like a tri-set. So I'll do 6 reps with my feet mid-range, so mid-height, working my legs, and then I'll do 6 reps with my feet wide apart, and then 6 reps with my feet close together and right up the top. When your feet are up the top, you are going to feel that definitely through your hamstrings, and you're going to feel it through your glutes. Your feet don't have to be close together, but that does help cut tension from the knees. My third exercise is lunge walks, ideally with weight, either a barbell on your shoulders or a weight plate above your head. Lunge walks will really make you slow down, and it will individually focus on each side. I find that they are great to also superset with another exercise such as leg extensions. But lunge walks with weight over the top, it gives you that extra resistance, and you can really focus on each individual leg as you are taking the step. You don't want to cut the tension by having your knee hit the ground at all, so just bring it down until it's a nice sort of almost 90-degree angle behind you, and then go back up, swap to the other side. If you need to stop and pause in the middle and then change the stance, do that. But just make sure you're not breaking the tension when your knee is down at the bottom of the movement. I will always use these as part of a superset. I don't ever do lunge walks just on their own, because I incorporate lunge walks to really fatigue the muscle. Every one of these exercises that I have mentioned today, I do add weight to. Even if the lunge walks, if I am supersetting with something else, it might only be 10 or 20 kilos that I'm holding above my head. If you do want it heavier and you want to do it on its own, you can chuck a barbell on your shoulders and add some extra weight on if you know how to do that. So those are my 3 favorite exercises for building nice hamstrings and a nice booty. And make sure you've got that caloric surplus as well, with a medium to high protein intake, just to make sure that your body is able to put on and retain that muscle. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, please feel free to email me your questions, send it through to this email address that I've got on the screen now. And what I'm going to try and do is make a video hopefully every week or every fortnight where I can sit down and answer the questions in a dedicated video. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up before you leave, and I will catch you guys in my next upload. Bye!